What up, though, family? Light and love to everybody. Today we're gonna drop a little bit of game about this political system, so we can stop getting so worked up, so bent out of shape about what happens at the top of this echelon of political players and this reality show that's on TV every day. Family, you can't vote for the president. Let that one soak in for a second. You cannot cast your vote to decide who the president is. There is only 538 people in America who have a say so in who becomes the president, and that is the Electoral College. It's real simple. And so I don't know why exactly they press us to get to the polls and make a big deal out of the whole voting scenario for the common folk. I haven't figured that one out, but I'm 100% sure you can't vote for the president.
Okay, family, let's jump right on into this. Electoral vote versus popular vote. I'm going to go to the second sentence. The presidential candidate with the most votes is the winner of the popular vote. But that does not mean that candidate will win the presidency. For that, we have to wait until the Electoral College votes. What exactly is the Electoral College? It is a group of 538 electors that represent each of the states as well as Washington, D.C. The number of electoral votes per state is equal to the number of U.S. representatives and U.S. senators for each state. So, I want to take us down now. Long before the popular vote takes place on election day, the electoral college for each party is chosen. Each state has its own process for choosing electors, though generally they are nominated at their state party conventions or by a vote of the party's central committee. Okay? Electors often have a track record of service and dedication to their political party and can be anyone, including general members, officials, party leaders, or even people with the personal or political connection to the presidential candidate. So, my question is, do we know who the Electoral College is? Who are these people that actually cast the vote to decide the president? What positions do they have in your local government, your state? How do you hold them accountable for the presidents that they elect? Because that is your recourse as the public. That is the course of action that you are supposed to take in this republic. On election day, when we go to the polls and cast our vote for president, we are actually voting for the electors for that candidate in our state. I'm going to pause here. I do not know how that makes sense. Somebody clarify that for me. They telling me that when we cast our vote for president, actually we're voting for the electors for that candidate in that state. But they've already told me that the electors have been chosen long before I cast a vote. Okay? So in that sense, the popular vote in each state does count. In that sense, in the sense that it doesn't count, I guess. Okay? So once the nationwide popular vote is completed, the Electoral College meets in mid-December and casts its vote for president and vice president, and the votes are tallied by Congress. It is not until this time that the election results are actually official. While there is no constitutional provision or federal law requiring electors to vote for their party's candidate, it is generally expected that they will. So they're basically telling you, family, that if you want to know who's going to be the next president, just look and see which party has the most electoral college representatives, because that's who decides who the next president is. If there's more Republican electoral college representatives than Democratic, then there will be a Republican president, and the same is true vice versa. So since we've been bamboozled or tricked, fooled a little bit about whether or not we can actually vote for the president. Let's see what else we might not have really understood about this political process. Okay, let's go down here to 1792 to 1838. It was during this period of time that free black men lose the right to vote in several northern states, including in Pennsylvania and in New Jersey. So, are we to assume that upon this country's creation, initially, free black men had the right to vote? And this is just a quick Wikipedia timeline of the voting laws that have came and went. Okay, so I want to take you to, excuse me, 1868. Citizenship is guaranteed to all male persons born or naturalized in the United States by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, setting the stage for future expansions to voting rights. Now let's see what they might have had in mind. Okay, 1887. Citizenship is granted to Native Americans who are willing to disassociate themselves from their tribe by the Dawes Act, making them technically eligible to vote. Y'all hear me, family? Citizenship is granted to Native Americans who are willing to disassociate themselves from their tribe by the Dawes Act, making them technically eligible to vote. So they telling you right there, family, that you gave up your true nationality. You gave up your tribalism, your attachment to the land, your indigenous status in order to become citizens so that way you could vote. And that was in 1887. All right, that's it for me, family. Light and love. Light and love.